We bring you the latest updates from the Pna Newsroom. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. signed into law the SIM Card Registration Act, which aims to address the proliferation of tech scams in the country. This is the first law signed by the president since he assumed office on June 30. The details from Stephanie Sevillano.
All SIM card users are to present a valid identification document with a photo. Otherwise, the SIM card services will automatically deactivate this, as public telecommunication entities or direct sellers are now required to maintain a SIM card register of their subscribers under the newly signed SIM Card Registration Act. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. said the law will effectively regulate the issuance of SIM cards to curb the spread of spam text messages and scams. While the law assures confidentiality on SIM card information, telco firms are mandated to disclose it upon a duly issued subpoena or order. Law enforcement agencies that conduct probes on purported crimes committed through phones may also submit a written request to telco firms to disclose the details of the SIM card holder. Giant telcos Globe Telecom and Smart Communications earlier expressed support for SIM card registration and vowed to assist the government in deterring crimes committed electronically. The House version of the bill, which is the House Bill 14, was sponsored by Speaker Martin Romualdez with presidential son Representative Sandro Marcos and Tingog Party List Representatives Yeda Marie Romualdez and Jude Asidre as co-authors. In the Senate, the measure Senate Bill number 1310 was sponsored by Senators Juan Miguel Zubiri, Grace Poe, Win Gatchalian, Joel Villanueva, Ronald De La Rosa, Joseph Victor Ejercito, Jingoy Ejercito, Cynthia Villar, Nancy Binay, Christopher Lawrence Bongo, Francis Tolentino, Eumir Marcial, Ramon Bong Revilla Jr., and P. Cayetano.
So I commend the legislators from the House and from the Senate for coming up with this timely and necessary law. It is the first legislative measure that successfully passed the approval of the bicameral panel of both houses in the 19th Congress. Truly, the legislation is going to be welcomed by many of our people, especially now, with reports of the commission of various crimes using mobile phones, including proliferation of text scams and spam. Indeed, with the signing of this law, we set the important tone that it is our national policy to ensure that technology shall only be used to improve our people's lives. Moving forward, it is my hope that we will be able to enact even more measures to help bring forth the security, progress, and prosperity that we aspire for our Filipino brothers and sisters, and for the entire nation.
For the Pna Newsroom, I am Stephanie Sevillano.
Malacanang extends the appointments of its employees in the Office of the President, or OP, who were coterminous with the previous appointing authority. Memorandum Order Number 7, signed by Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin, extends the terms of OP employees and officials until December 31, 2022, unless their appointments are revoked. There are resignations accepted, replacements appointed, or reappointments issued. Bersamin explained that MO7 was issued to prevent any disruption in the delivery of service. During the first flag ceremony at the Palace grounds this morning, Bersamin called on Palace employees to be true to their oath of office, as one is considered underserving of the post if he or she holds to be just and lawful. He adds that public service becomes meaningless and empty if the public servant ceases to uphold the rule of law in the discharge of duties and responsibilities. The number of new COVID-19 cases in Metro Manila is expected to continue fluctuating up and down towards the end of 2022. OCTA Research Fellow Dr. Guido David said the growth rate from October 2nd to October 9 dropped to negative 18%, or from 1,057 cases to 863. Metro Manila's average daily attack rate also dropped to 5.99 new cases per 100,000 patients. David, however, said the number of COVID-19 cases will still continue to fluctuate as new variants come in and while other parts of the country are reporting more cases. Last October 8, Metro Manila's 7-day positivity rate dropped at 17.9% from 19.1% on October 1st. The reproduction number, or the average number of secondary infections, dropped from 1.10 on September 29 to 0.99 on October 6. Healthcare utilization remained low at 36%, while ICU occupancy also remained low at 28%. In our news overseas, North Korea has announced it is simulating an attack with tactical nuclear weapons on South Korea during its recent series of missile tests. This as North Korea fired 2 ballistic missiles last Sunday, making it the 7th test since September 25. State news agency KCNA said leader Kim Jong-un guided the exercises, which involve firing ballistic missiles with mock nuclear warheads. The test targeted South Korea's military command facilities, main ports, and airports in the south. The ruling Workers' Party decided to conduct the drills in response to a large-scale mobilization of U.S. and South Korean naval forces last Friday. This was after the South scrambled fighter jets in response to an apparent North Korean aerial bombing drill. And in sports, the Philippine Air Force hailed Tokyo Summer Olympics bronze medalist Sergeant Eumir Marcial for winning his 3rd professional boxing match in California. Last Sunday, Manila time, Marcial defeated Steven Pichardo in a dominant middleweight 6-round decision at Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson, California. In a statement, the Air Force said Marcial now has a 3-win, no-loss standing with 1 knockout in his professional boxing career. Marcial is a silver medalist at the 2019 IBA World Boxing Championships and a bronze medalist at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, both in the middleweight division. The boxer, who hails from Zamboanga, is a member of the Air Force Civil Military Operations Group. And that is the latest and the biggest stories from the Pna Newsroom. For more news content, visit our webpage or head onto the Philippine News Agency's Facebook and Twitter accounts. We are also shown on the social media pages of the Office of the Press Secretary and Radio Pilipinas RP1. Stay tuned for more news updates. I am William Theo. We tell stories that inspire change.